They were noticeable by the absence of all the media attention that Mark McGwire is used to getting. And he says that's just fine with him. How do you expect this year to play out since we've had 70 and 65?
And whatever it may lie, you know, it's just, I just play. You can understand.
It seems like the great ones at whatever game it is they do, whether it's Woods playing golf, you as a hitter, Griffey as a hitter, they sort of simplify things where it seems so many others try to complicate things.
I totally agree. Hitting is very difficult, but if you simplify it, it's not. You see it, and you hit it. You know, the times that you're out in those cages doing the practice, that's where you're working on things. When you get in that box, most of the memory takes over.
Who would you say is the toughest pitcher nowadays to hit?
Oh, it's the first right now? Yeah, that's the Pedro.
Because of?
We don't know what he's going to throw, and everything he has is top quality. I mean, you could be sitting 2-0 and feel like you're 0-2 because you just don't know what he's going to drop on you. He's that good. And Boston's very lucky to have him.
I know that people talk about you and Sammy and Bagwell and Griffey being in the same division, and you all say, well, I'm not facing those guys, I'm facing pitchers, which I understand. Yet, come September, if you're all in a home run race, how do you avoid getting caught up in it?
Well, it'd be interesting. It's not the first time I've ever been home run derby against Ken.
Mark McGwire, his 9th spring training game, and finally, crank me, Uget Urbina offering up the gopher ball, but the Cards still lose 5-3. Disappointing. Orioles and Marlins, that's a burden of fish. Ryan Dempster strikes out Albert Bell swinging. Ryan Dempster throwing, Albert swinging. Sure enough, that's a strike.
Mark McGwire gets Andy Ashby. Mark McGwire 4 times last season hit bombs for home runs off Andy Ashby, including his 500th. He hit his second home run of the spring off him now, making it 5-0 Cards, but in the top of the 7th. After Mark McGwire steps to the dish, Kevin Jordan takes the Mark Thompson delivery to the wall. One of the
Would be Mark McGwire batting against Sidney Ponson. And that is, I believe, and I'm stealing Linda's material, we call that a laser. 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. To the 5th inning, Cardinals down 3-2 after Edgar Renteria had scored. And again, McGwire can't sneak a fastball by that guy. A 3-run homer. You're either going to have to move fences back or make them taller. One or the other. Cards win the game 10-6. Eddie Murray has a twin.
We saved the best for last in today's best. McGwire, Mark. That's not coming back. The other way. He's going to hit to right field. His 5th of the spring. Later in the 6th. That's not coming back. Deep out and into a different time zone. 6 of the spring, 2 in the day. The Cards win it 15-11.
Push to honor the 1985 National League MVP. Bottom of the 1st, 2-minute board for Mark McGwire. First one to Mac. Second of the season, Cards take a 3-0 lead. Top 4, 1 out, and it's St. Louis phenom Rick Ankiel getting the whiff on Jose Hernandez. Next batter, top of the 4th, Ron Belliard. Ankiel painting. Struck out the side in the 4th.
What a fastball. The inning was so brief.
The Phillies day to day, and this was not the day. Strained left hamstring leaves him on the bench and the team concerned about his stability for the rest of the season. As he says, I played with this stuff before, but I limped around for a long, long time. Inside Enron Field, Jose Lima on the hill. He's had great success keeping the ball in the yard in the Astrodome. This ain't the Astrodome. McGwire, a 2-run home run. Cards go up 2-0, his 3rd home run this season. That was in the 1st. In the 2nd, Darrell Ward at the plate. Pat Henkin, this is rubbernecking. There it goes. Astros down 2-1. And Peter, we have seen so far, first week, Fernando Vina has been a real pain.
Well, he is. He's one of those guys, he's on your team, you love him. If he's on the other team, you can't stand him. He's always a pest, which is what a leadoff hitter should do. Great bunt, Biggio or Lima can't get to the bag, and it sets the table for a big inning.
And these guys have really come through with men on. Edgar Renteria out. Cards are up 4-1. Ray Langford, next batter. Jose Lima, you don't go there. Wow. Cards are up 5-1. Now in the 7th. Guess who's leading off again? Fernando Vina. Saw a couple of triples over the weekend. We saw that drag bunt. This is good for a overdrive, and I'm in with a double. McGwire now comes up with Vina on third base. Lima, McGwire, mismatch. But he got under this one. About 20 seconds later, it would land in the glove. The Cards lead. Look at Lima cheerleading. 5-2. Now to the 8th. 5-3. Jim Edmonds. No one's going to get there. We're not having to even climb a little hill out there. Good for a double. Craig Paquette comes up next. It's a little dangerous. New ballparks and nuances, little nooks, little crannies. Cedeno and Ward converge, and there with the left leg on that bottom cement block, Cedeno would twist it. He actually stayed in the game. 2 batters later, J.D. Drew comes up. And watch that leg right there. Stubs it on that cement block, and really something they're going to have to be aware of in Enron Field. Cabrera, Drew, we have contact. 2-run home run, 4th home run for Drew. Cards lead by a score of 8-3. Would you like to be a pitcher facing this offense? Bottom 8, Stroh's down 3, runners on for Darrell Ward. Heathcliff Slocum. His second of the game. Astros down 8-7. Slocum out in the 9th, 1 veers in. Bottom 9, 2 down. Parker's on first. Matheny. We got a gun here. Oh, and he got him. Cards win 8-7. He veers on the mound. Craig Biggio at the plate. Biggio
in the league that have allowed an average of 8 against Colorado. These two don't meet again after this weekend. Bottom of the 1st, game tied at 1, and runner on for Mark McGwire, and Masato Yoshi serves it up, and McGwire takes it out. His 4th of the year. Upper deck, nice shot. Cardinals up 3-1. To the bottom 3. Cards up now 4-3. Runner on for Fernando Tatis. That's a different style home run. It's a skimmer right over the wall. Or is it? Why is he stopping? Tony La Russa's arguing the case with ump Marty Foster. Take a look. That's clearly a home run. Not a big one, but it counts. The umpires get together, talk about it. Yeah, Tatis, 5th home run of the year, Cards up 6-3. Buddy Bell now doing his duty. Get out, argue, throw the hat, leave the game. He's ejected. Top 7, 6-5. Jeffrey Hammond unloads off Mike James. A 2-run shot. Rockies take the lead. Rockies beat the Cardinals yet again. 7-6 is the final. The Cardinals now have an NL.
In that first inning, Bonds 3 for 5 in the contest. You saw his 2-run home run. The Rockies and the Cards. Top of the 2nd. This is Mark McGwire. Anybody have a tape measure?
Hammond doesn't even move.
Where did that go? A monstrous home run from McGwire, his 5th of the year. 6 batters later, Placido Polanco. Doing some things we didn't think he could do. Look at that. His first career grand slam, 3rd home run of the year, 5-zip Cards. Now it's Fernando Tatis.
High fly ball, deep center field.
Brian Hunter can't get it because it's over the wall. He thinks it's over the wall. What's going on? Tatis also thinks it's a home run, then decides to take off and run. Only ended up with a triple. Watch it again. It is a triple, and issues out there in the outfield. Game was called because of rain. It goes into the books as a St. Louis victory, 6th period.
Moises Alou went 4 for 4. Richard Hidalgo drove in 3 runs. The Cubs have dropped 4 in a row, allowing 41 runs in that span.
Brew Crew in St. Louis. Brewers up 1-zip, bottom 1. Bases empty. Edgar Renteria. Oh, that's tight. Edgar's blazing. 5th homer of the year. Cards have homered in 16 straight games. We're tied at 1. 2 batters later. Oh, yeah. Mark McGwire, first career home run. All right, I'm kidding. 3rd. He's homered in 3 straight games. And if you think all he does is hit him 480 feet with no finesse, check out Big Fella. McGwire isn't hitting 353 because he doesn't hustle. Watch him. 6'5", 250 running down the line like that. Next batter, Ray Langford. Lord have mercy. He just done made his kinfolk so proud. Pookie and them and Ray, Lucretia, Shantae, Moesha, baby daddy. Third homer for Langford. 47th homer of the year for the Cards in April. 2 off their major league record for home runs in April, set by the 1997 Cleveland Indians. Cards win.
With 50 in April, now the Brewers getting into the fun. Top 8, that is Jeff Jenkins, who orders out into that right field humanity. His 8th home run of the year. Nah, the ball's not juiced. Bottom 9, Mark McGwire, Mr. Anti-home run these days. He wants to see some samurai fly. Sacrifice here with the baseball.
It's not anti-home run. If you're winning, you're in first place, Mark.
2 run shot from Mark McGwire, his 7th home run of the year, but the Cardinals lose. So maybe Mac has something to say here today, because the Cardinals do lead the league with guys left on base.
Impressive fashion, only Clemens and Glavine even allowed a run. And that's all they allowed. 1 run.
Cards and Phillies, Curt Schilling's debut for the season. Top second looks good, striking out Thomas Howard looking. Next batter, Craig Paquette chasing, and then Philly fans love this. J.D. Drew also had 2 singles, but he was struck out there. Top of the 4th, Cards up 1-0. Jim Edmonds abuses that Curt Schilling pitch, and apparently also the scoreboard. Doink! His 8th of the year, Cards up 2-0. Take another look. We need some maintenance work at this vet. And then Mark McGwire. You know, he has just 2 hits and 15 at-bats against Curt Schilling. Both of them homers. Deep to left, way out, upper deck, 8th of the year, 530th of his career. Cards win at 4-3. Schilling, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Not even Schilling's return, though, could stem the tide.
Hadn't thought about that. What do you think about it? Give us some thought. Get back to you. Mark McGwire, American League Rookie of the Year in 87, 11-time All-Star. Gold Glover in 90. Home run leader. Fly ball hit deep to center field. And Mark McGwire has hit another. His 9th this season. That gives the Cardinals a 2-0 lead. That's 66 home runs for this power-packed lineup. We talked about this on the open, about the home runs. We don't want to get put behind early. The way we have been scoring runs, I'm not sure we can play catch-up baseball with this team. We're going to win some games in this series. It's going to be by pitching. At least that's what it looks like now. If the Cardinals take off, start banging the ball over the fence, get a bunch of runs up, that's not going to be good for us. With the breaking ball down, this actually, I think, out of the strike zone low. He just goes down and golfs it. Of course, it doesn't matter where he hits the ball.
Allowed 4 hits.
Cards hosting the Pirates in the first of 3. That is Mark McGwire. That was easy. Career home run number 531, 9th of the year. The Cardinals were up 2-0. The blast coming up, Jason Schmidt. Top of the 8th, 6'4" Cards, John Vanderwall with the bases full. Say no more. Will Cordero and Pat Neer score. We're tied at 6. Still in the 8th, Warren Morris at bat, 2 on.
That's all you do for the
McGwire, you know what he can do at the plate. How about defense? What defense? Tagging Bruce Avon, then throws the ball away, and Vanderwall scores. Hey, Big Red is not perfect. It happens, and the Pirates go on to the victory 10-7. But you know, who feels worse in the clubhouse right now? No question. With 6-inning singles, Jay Bell with his 6th home run. Travis Lee chipped in with an RBI double. Stoll allowed 5 runs on 4 hits and 3 walks. Cards looking to avoid being swept at home by the Pirates. You know what? Ray Langford, he does this very well, and he does it well at Busch Stadium. He hits home runs. That's career home run number 100 at Busch Stadium. Nobody has hit more. Nobody, not at Busch. His 6th homer of the year. Jim Edmonds, bottom 6, Edmonds. Breaks the tie for the team lead in homers with Mark McGwire. That's number 10 for Edmonds. This one coming off Francisco Cordova. 4-0 St. Louis. You know, and Big Mac says, I'm enjoying this kind of race with you, Jimmy, teammate. That's Big Mac's 10th home run of the year. McGwire's 1,300th career RBI, 5-0 St. Louis, and that will be the final. McGwire's homer, number 532 of his career. He is now 2 back of Jimmy Fox for 9 plays all time. Jim Edmonds, he is now hitting 400 to go.
And the 3-1. Into left field. Back to back again. They've now done it 5 times. Into the upper deck for McGwire.
Only Big Mac could do that. He swings, and it's BB, baby, back to back. look at this one. Upper deck, and I mean it left the park at the 375 mark, and it must have been 100-plus feet high over the 375 mark. That's 9 times already this season the Cardinals have gone back-to-back.
I said Edmonds' home run was a rattler. That thing will bring you to your knees. A Cardinals fan caught it in the upper deck, or it caught him.
That's unbelievable.
That was full extension and a majestic drive into the upper deck.
It left the park at the 375 mark, and it went into the upper deck, and it went about 1, 2, 3, 4 rows back. Wow.
With his 10 home.
Reese coming home to score, and the Reds lead 1-0. Top of the fourth inning, Jimmy Edmonds against Ron Vallone, and Edmonds blasts Vallone's first pitch deep to left for the solo homer. He's the 11th of the year to tie it at 1. The next hitter, Mark McGwire, who followed Edmonds with a homer on Thursday. Oh, but not like this one. Not Bench, not Foster, not Aaron, Mays, McCovey, Stargell. No one has hit one further at Synergy than that. 473 feet. Cards lead at 2-1. It's the 9th time the Redbirds have gone back-to-back. Junior up in the bottom of the 6th, game tied at 2, and he rips a Bennis inside fastball. Not quite as far as Mac, 432 feet, but it was more effective because it gave the Reds a 3-2 lead. Top of the 9th, still 3-2. J.D. Drew at first when Thomas Howard gets the pinch hit single, but Drew stops at second. Tony La Russa wondering, where was Drew? Replay, take a look. He just kind of holds up instead of trying for third. That would be important because the next hitter, Larry Sutton, bounces one to Pokey Reese, who tags pinch runner Eli Marrero. Drew advances to third, but he could have forced Pokey to come home if he'd already been at third. Drew would end up stranded when the next hitter, Fernando Vina, popped out. It's a 3-2 final. Reds win it. Junior's 2 hits, raising his average to 210, but he's now 5th in the league. With
rained out to Giants Sunday, the second home rainout in one season for the first time in 33 years. The weather was better Monday, and now let's see whether Big Mac connected with baseballs and/or yachtsmen. Boat. Bottom of the second, Bobby Estes. Foul ball, third base side. Fans want it. Someone throws a glove at it. That's just wrong. You can't throw your glove at the ball to stop it like that. It could be a ground rule double. The ball woman gives the glove back to the fan, but gives the ball to someone else to punish the fan for lack of fundamentals. Later in the at-bat, Escalea. Here's the pitch to Escalea. Home run. That's off of Pat Hank, and Giants get out front 3-0. We're in the 5th. Fernando Vina against Levan Hernandez. Going to right. Ellis Burks over the shoulder. Vina, Sadden. 3-0 the Giants still. We're in the 6th, 4-0. He is stronger than the brawny paper towel guy. Mac. That's a dozen home runs. 4-1 game. 8th inning, 5-4 Giants. Escalera. Home run. 5th of the year, 2nd of the game. Giants win it by a count of 6-4. Back to McGwire, 534 career home runs. That ties Jimmy Fox for 9th on the all-time list. San Francisco's won 7 straight. All Brewers and Cubs. First pitch of the game, it came at 1:22 Central Standard Time. There it is. Bottom of 2nd. Cubs down 3-0. Steve Woodard to Glenn Allen Hill. My power is beyond your understanding. Off the roof. Never happened before.
He hit it onto the roof across the street.
Dave Kingman may have hit one farther to the side of it, but this ball did what no one has ever done off the roof of that building across Waveland. Estimated at 490. He thought farther. 4th inning, Brewers up 4-1. Man on first, jump.
Double M. Mickey Mantle sitting at 536 up against the Dodgers. The Cardinals were there, and there's Big Mac. Getting things started right off the bat. Bottom of the first, Cards up 1-0. Big Mac unloading on Carlos Perez's first pitch. A 2-run shot to left, but that's 535. Is he done, Kevin? I don't think so.
Yeah, Carlos Perez might be done because he's getting the ball up again after some success early in the week. Change up in his zone right there. You get the ball up to Big Mac like that, throwing about 75 miles an hour. It is gone. Long home run.
Tying up with Mickey Mantle, 8th all-time. McGwire with a salute, and the Cards were up 7-zip. Now, Jimmy Edmonds, not to be outdone, also with a big day. Bottom of the second, Edmonds. Taking Perez deep and over the wall for a 2-run bomb. Edmonds, 12th of the year. We've talked about it a lot. He's going to have a career season this year with the Cards. But can he play any D, Kevin?
Yeah, no longer a free agent. This guy's got 6 years plus an option. Take a look at this play right here, going to his left. Nice play, but he does get hurt a lot, Steve. Let's take another look. Catches the ball backhanded, jams the left wrist. That's the problems he had in Anaheim. That's one of the reasons they did not want to sign him to a long-term deal, but the Cardinals do.
And they go on to win this one 12-10. One of the problems with Edmonds, you're supposed to land on your hands just like he did, but not when you're backhanding the ball. You got to get that. Was the winner. He's now 1-2. You know, Mac is a lot better at hitting those home runs than discussing them, that he did do his best on Sunday.
So I'm very honored, and it means I've been around a lot, and means I've been pretty consistent hitting home runs, and I'm pretty proud of it. But I got quite a few more years to play, so hopefully I'll keep moving up that ladder.
Big Mac now has 63 career multi-home run games. That was Willie Mays for second.
With the bases loaded, but the Cardinals have got on top 3-0. Thanks to number 15 this year, number 537 all-time, off the bat of Mark McGwire. In the NL Central, as McGwire hits his second of the night. 2 home runs in 2 innings for Mark McGwire.
How do you describe that? That was a moonshot. That ball was in the upper deck and way into the upper deck. You know you got a power pitcher supplying a lot of the power on the fastball, and then big 250-pound Mark McGwire hits the ball solidly, and that's what happened.
His 64th multi-home run game. He is now all alone in second place in that category, behind only Babe Ruth. He was tied with Willie Mays. Mark McGwire has homered twice in 2 innings tonight, his 15th and 16th home runs of the season.
Big, strong man, short swing, gets the bat out front, almost identical to the first one. Releases with the top hand. Wow. Now we showed you before pitcher and hitter. Here we show you another in-sync. Watch McGwire watch it. We don't get Schilling though, but he knows this one is really crushed.
What does it mean? Mark McGwire will bat here in the 8th inning. Back of the first. Schilling, a 3-run home run, clearing the bases. Then of the second, a 2-run shot to give the Cardinals a 5-0 lead. McGwire was then intentionally walked in the 4th inning and bounced to short in the 6th. That will be all for Scott Aldred, as Wayne Gomes, who has blown 3 of his last 4 save opportunities, not a save situation tonight, but he will come in to pitch for the Phils. Mark McGwire steps in to face Wayne Gomes, who started the season with a 13-inning scoreless streak, but over the last week has blown 3 save opportunities. Lifetime, McGwire against Gomes is 1 for 3 with a home run.
But Wayne has got good stuff. The problem he's got is his command. He can't get the ball where he wants it. He gets behind in the count. He has to come in with it. Good break.
McGwire takes a strike. 0-1 with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Edmonds the runner on first. McGwire 2 home runs. He's driven in 5. McGwire with a shot. Deep center field. Landreau looking up. McGwire hits his 3rd home run of the night.
out basically, or by the shift. Here's the pitch. This is a breaking ball. This is a pretty good pitch. Good center field. Look at him go down and get this ball. Looks like he's playing with a golf ball and everybody else with a big and heavy medicine ball. Oh, he drives that ball. For Mark McGwire, his 5th career 3-home run game. He sets a new career high with 7 runs batted in. 7-2 Cardinals. McGwire, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in tonight. As he watches number 3 leave the ballpark. His 17th of the season, 539th of his career. We head to the bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia. The Mark McGwire Show continues after these messages. Mark McGwire, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. This is 3rd homer off Wayne Gomes in the top of the 8th inning. See how big his eyes got as he saw that breaking ball come in, and I can't believe he hit it that far on a ball that was relatively down in the strike zone, but his eyes got huge. All Mark McGwire has done tonight, 3 home runs, career high 7 runs batted in. First inning off Kurt Schilling. McGwire with his first of 3, his 15th of the year. Next inning, Schilling again. Number 16 into the upper deck, 462 feet. And in the 8th, Wayne Gomes, our Nissan plays of the game.
J.D. Drew in the city of Philadelphia, Venom, so much that some Cardinals fans believe Dan Baker, the longtime PA announcer at the Vet, changes his voice inflection to a villainous tone when he introduces the former number 1 pick, who spurned the city. Drew laughed. Mike Matheny called it a tired act, and we say, whatever. Just show me McGwire. First, we'll look at Schilling. And McGwire's got a couple hits off him in his career, both home runs at the top of the first scoreless. Schilling, Vigna. Not a good start for Kurt, who did have some speed, but didn't have the location early on. 2 batters later, here comes Jim Edmonds. Through, and on the corners, here comes McGwire. 2 for 16 lifetime against Schilling. Ding dong, the pitch is dead. Left center, that one goes, moving him past Mickey Mantle on the all-time list. Next in line, Michael Jack Schmidt. Second inning, the fans counting, 5:37. Schilling. Kurt, you can't go there. You hang him and we'll bang him. 5-0 Cardinals. In the 4th, it's 5-1 with a man on, and Schilling thinks better of pitching to McGwire.
Yeah, after giving up 2 home runs, I think he thought I gave him all I was going to give him. Going to go ahead and intentionally walk him and take his chances with Ray Langford, who's been struggling, hitting in the low 200s. Goes after him, strikes him out, makes the move look good.
Well, once again, I get the highlight where the pitcher makes the hitter look bad. I think I'm seeing a trend here. Mike James, Captain Doug Glanville, swinging late. Slow bat, too. 0-2. Frisbee. See you later.
All right, 2 years ago, folks, the last time McGwire hit 3 home runs in a game, the 3rd home run in that game came off Wayne Gomes. Exactly. And there's a reason we show that to you. He's already sitting on 2 in the 8th inning. McGwire facing Wayne Gomes. McGwire 2 home runs. And Mark McGwire, oh, that's Virgin Air. Baseballs don't head there. McGwire gets 3 in a game again. And the Cardinals win 7-2 on his 17th shot. Oh, by the way, 7 RBIs. He becomes the only National League player with a pair of 3 home run games at Philadelphia. He had been 0 for 6 with 4 Ks. Good for team home runs, 264 by the Mariners in '97. Big Mac was asked afterwards if passing these people, Mantle, Fox, on the way to Aaron, means much right now.
That will all mean something when I'm retired. I got too many years left to play. It's absolutely unbelievable, phenomenal to even think that my name is with those guys and passing those guys. It will all sink in when I'm retired and put my turf shoes on and coaching. You got to learn as a hitter. If you want to be successful in this game, you got to take what's given to you. And most of the time, I don't get a lot to hit. And the times I do, I got to try to take advantage of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, That's why they call it an average.
Well, what is absolutely petrifying, besides the fact that he's now ahead of his pace in both 1999 and the year he hit 70, Mark McGwire is hitting a home run in every 5.5 at-bats. His career, he's doing it every 10-7. 5.5 is unprecedented, and obviously would be a record if he can even conceivably consider keeping that pace up, which we all doubt he will. But boy, it's going to be a fun summer if this continues.
Part of the strike zone with that sinker of his. What messed him up there, I think, was that the changeup. Missed real high, got him out of sync, and before that he was putting his fastballs either right at the knees or just a little below.
Mark McGwire, 17 home runs, leading the league in that department. Pirates do not put Warren Morris on the left side of second base. Much of this series, when there's been no one on base, Morris would shift over and be on the left side. But
yeah, normally nobody on, he plays over in that area, or a little deeper than that out in here.
No balls and 2 strikes on McGwire. McGwire's home run total 539. He had 3 home runs in Philadelphia Thursday night, moving ahead of Mickey Mantle, 8th place on the all-time home run list. Mike Schmidt is 7th at 548. Langford has a couple of stolen bases this year. He's been caught stealing once. Oh, 2 pitch hammered by McGwire to deep left center field. St. Louis out in front, 2-0. Career home run number 540 for Mark McGwire.
Now, when you go with the breaking ball to McGwire, you better get it away from the plate. Don't leave it in the strike zone unless you've really hammered him inside a couple of times. And that slider was about belt high, and it was right over the outside part of the strike zone. Here we see it again. The ball just does not get down or away enough.
First pitch to Jim Edmonds, ball 1.
There's the pitch track. You're going to see that slider right there, right on the outside part of the plate, but it's got to be down.
Now the count 1-1.
3 rivers for the Pirates and the Cardinals. Todd Ritchie to Mark McGwire. Top of the first, 1 on and gone. Hanging curve. Still hanging. The second level. McGwire's 18th. Cardinals lead at 2-0. Top 4 tied at 2-2 on 2 out. Ritchie to Placido Polanco. Confusion between Pat Mears and Warren Morris. J.D. Drew scores. Cards up 3-2. Cards up 7-4, 2 on 2 outs. Dave Veers against Ivan Cruz. And the Cardinals go on to win it by the final of 7-5 after losing the opener 13-1. The
First record in the National League. Pat Burrell, the top pick in the '88 amateur draft, called up by Philadelphia on Tuesday. Maybe that helps. Marlins, Cardinals, LaRussa 1 game ahead of the Reds. 3 game set with a fish. Ryan Dempster can't go there. Mark McGwire's got 19 home runs. Every time you think the ball's going to land, you have to look about 50 feet past it. Now Langford got it. So we've seen back-to-back jobs now in 3 games. Cardinals up 2-1. Langford's 8th home run. Bottom 3 still 2-1. Here comes Jim Edmonds. And hit me. So solo shot for Edmonds. He's got 14 home runs. This is St. Louis Cardinal baseball. Power of hitting and some pretty decent pitching, too, Rick, from Darryl Kyle.
You know, it would surprise me one bit to see Darryl Kyle get a lot of Cy Young Award votes this year. He's got a lot of confidence back. The team's starting to score runs for him. There's a fastball on the outside corner. There's that big breaking ball that somehow he forgot to take to Colorado with him. Look at him dropping down right now. It's not like it's not difficult enough from up top, but he's got a couple of angles on it as well.
And how about Darryl Kyle at the plate? On third, Millar on first, one down, Dave Berg to short. Vigna, drops it. One would have scored regardless, but you don't see Vigna make an error that often, so we show it to you. It's only the first this year. Millar deep to left. Ray Langford. On the weekends, he goes through those little rock climbing things, and look what it does for him. He brings it back in. Bottom six, McGwire at the plate. 2 on, tied at 1. You think it's going to stay tied? 4-1. McGwire's 20th home run of the season. His 100th home run at Busch. I'd say the Cardinals' hitting's been decent.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think the Cardinals have hit back-to-back home runs since, what, yesterday? So they were due, and Ray Langford knows his role. He's going to do it well. Going.
5 of those because of injuries. The all-time record for quickest to 20 dogs in team games, that's like dog years equation. The record is
5, Marlins 1.
Team which ranks 25th or worse in the majors in homers, walks, and runs scored. While there's been
Bergeron taking it to left. Barry Bonds, fancy cats. That's restaurant quality. Now here's Bonds against Mike Thurman. Only guy to do this. Now he's done it 4 times. Why is he the only guy who gets to do that? Hits it in the water. Giants up 4-zip. He has 18. Look again. Balls hit by Bonds into the water are fished out and donated to the Tom Amansky Defensive Drill School. 4th for him. You look at Vladimir Guerrero. His reaction to the Bonds homer. Eventually you'll look at that.
Okay, good.
He's reflecting on how one shouldn't go into the water until an hour after a heavy meal. 5th inning. Giants leading 7-zip. Sean Estes. Over. It's a grand slam. A frequent contributor to Todd Wright all night on ESPN Radio, and here he's going to get his name in the
Standard Heating and Cooling at 800-542-4328.
We will impress you when you make that call to the ring team.
As an anchor, you always want that complete show.
And coming up, a Did You Know about sports.
So, Ken, how you feeling? I'm fine. Never better. I'm great. I can go. Just let me finish like that.
You'll get them next show. Sometimes you don't have your best stuff, so you got to bring in a closer. We usually handle it like professionals.
Thanks a lot.
It's all part of the game.
You're on. Please, shoot.
Welcome back to Sports Center. The subject...
It wasn't so much a ball game as a physics experiment in Arizona Wednesday night. D-backs pitcher Randy Johnson and Cardinals slugger Mark McGwire testing Newton's second law of motion. Acceleration of a body is proportional to the force applied to it. I don't have time to show all the math or get into potential energy, friction, air resistance, and trajectory, but back in June of '97 at the Kingdome, Johnson's fastball moving at 97 miles an hour met up with McGwire's bat traveling at 105, and the result was a 538-foot home run, longest of Big Mac's career. Sir Isaac had game. Top of the second, D-backs up 1-zip, and the former USC teammates, that round goes to Randy Johnson. McGwire's 17th K in 37 at-bats against the unit. How about we make it 18 Ks in 38? McGwire comes up at the top of the 5th with the bases loaded, nobody out, Cards down 3-1, going to do some damage. Lifts it, so home run if we're playing on a silo. We're not, we're playing at Bob. Steve Finley is there. That's out number 1, and the fun starts. Placido Polanco trying to score. Steve Finley guns him down. Damian Miller down to 3rd. That would be Edgar Renteria out. A triple play, 8-2-6. First in Diamondbacks history, 4th this month. Oh yeah, round 4. He didn't miss that time. Big Mac crushes one. The Cardinals' 100th homer of the year in just 52 games, breaks the Reds' record by 12 games. The 56 Cincinnati team did it. McGwire's 21st. Diamondbacks hold on and win it by a count of 6-2. McGwire 1 for 4, the home run and 2 Ks. He is now 9 for 40 all-time with 3 homers against the big unit.
Off the food room in the Cardinal clubhouse. Sent to their room without dinner. Tigers meantime against the Cards. Yankees, Indians, and Mariners, all quality teams with a record of 9-4. So Detroit looking for the sweep on those hungry, literally, Cards. And here's Dave Malicki.
Well, Mark McGwire, oh boy.
Gonzalez going. That's a homer. That's the 37th ballpark he's homered in. On deck. Anybody can Malicki. Mike Matheny, another base hit up the middle by Polanco. Edgar Renteria singles to left. Matheny scores. Polanco goes to second. It's now 4-0. And number 24. You can guess. A lot of trouble. Jim Edmonds. I think we know where this one's going. Drive in the left center field. 7-0. 18 homers for Jim Edmonds. Looking up and goodbye. Makes life very good for Pat Henkin.
And a season where no lead is safe. It looks like this lead would be safe, and Pat Henkin is cruising along nasty there against Rich Becker. Had a no-hitter go up with a bat. Finds the hole. That's about the only thing that did find the hole for Tigers on this one, and he struck him out. That's on Robert Fick. A no-hitter through 6, and here, the rip, and there's the base hit this time. Bobby Higginson in the 7th inning with 1 out, so 6 in the 3rd of no-hit baseball for Pat Henkin, who is 9-0 against the Tigers since 1996. Here, Fick with the drive. Later, Henkin, his hometown of Detroit, does it again. Cards drill Dave Malicki and avoid the sweep. Henkin goes 7. He said Mike Matheny called a great game behind the
Locked the food room door. It worked. Sunday, Pat Henkin took a no-hitter into the 7th in a 7-3 St. Louis win. Cards open a chow down in San Diego Monday. First of 3 with the Padres top 6. This is a weird play. Watch this. Placido Polanco up the middle. Brett Boone going to 3rd here. It gets through, though, and hits the dugout. Bruce Bochy discussing things with home plate ump Gary Cederstrom. Take another look. The ball will carry him off the wall toward the Cardinals dugout, but he gets stopped by some equipment that's laying out front there. So is it in play or not? What's the deal? Bochy placed the game under protest, saying the ball should have been in play. Bottom 7th now, tied at 3. Mark McGwire. To the second deck, a 2-run shot off Matt Clement. Cards of 5-3, McGwire's 23rd of the year, and they go on for the 7-3 win. Big Mac has now 17 home runs in 27 career games against the Padres, who have dropped 6 of their last 8. Cardinals coming into Monday, just a game and a half up on Cincinnati for the NL.
There's the two-seam fastball to McGwire. He's going to strike him out. And then Ray Langford right here tries to check his swing on the high heater, but when you throw 95 miles an hour, it's tough to check that swing.
4th inning, scoreless game, bases loaded. 1 out, Andy Bennis up there, Brian.
Andy Bennis is going to do the squeeze. It's 3-2 count. He's squeezing. You see J.D. Drew coming down. Karros lets the ball drop. If he catches that ball, they have a double play. They have 1 out because he tried to bunt with 2 strikes, but he could have had a double play out of that.
J.D. Drew now with 2 on in the 5th. 3-run shot. Cardinals up 3-0 on Drew's 11. Bottom of the 5th, Gary Sheffield against Bennis. 1 on, and Sheffield, that's a 2-run homer. Dodgers cut it to 3-2. Number 24, Sheffield. Top of the 6th, still 3-2. Edgar Renteria lines one up the middle. Mark Grudzielanek, the nice stop, and gets up and gets Renteria. Top of the 7th now, Big Mac. That is oh so gone. Number 24 on the year, a towering solo shot. The Cards up 4-2, gives him a little cushion.
Home run season. He already had 31 home runs at this benchmark. With me is my partner, Joe Morgan. And Joe, Big Mac and the Cardinal Sluggers up against Chan Ho Park in this game.
Well, Mark McGwire is swinging the bat really well again. I mean, you take, for instance, yesterday's ball game, he was struck out early with the high fastball from Darren Dreifert, just throws it right by him. Then Osuna comes in and he throws him a rolling curveball and he just hits it out of the ballpark. McGwire is swinging the bat so well, now you really have to challenge him, I believe, and hit some zones. If you try to get him out with rolling curveballs, you're going to be in him inside, which I think is what you have to do.
And they're playing pretty much straight away on the infield, and I mean the outfield. They're playing in the pull on the infield.
Second baseman Grudzielanek right behind second. There's Davey Johnson in his second year as the Dodger manager. Right center field. Sean Green is just going to watch this one ahead up into the stands. Above the 375 marker to the opposite field, and Mark McGwire with number 25 for the season and number 547 lifetime, just 1 behind Mike Schmidt. Two to nothing, St. Louis.
Well, it's a fastball and it's down and away, and he just hits it the other way. They had tried to go inside, but see where this pitch is, down and away, and he hits it into the right field seats. Pitch was probably a ball, but he is a great low ball hitter. Slight uppercut in his swing, and he just lifts it into the right center field bleachers.
Mark McGwire has put the Cardinals ahead 2-0, the Cardinals' favorite weapon.
Cards and Dodgers, the scene on ESPN. Mark McGwire came into this game with more homers and RBI in the first inning than anyone, and you can add to that stat. Two-run schmack is 25th of the season, 547th of his career, one behind Mike Schmidt for 7th place, 2-0 Cards. Bottom third, now 3-2 Dodgers, 2 on for Adrian Beltre. Beltre says, McGwire, you only hit 2-run shots. I am a
Big show hog. I got the Giants and the Cardinals here. Mark McGwire could be historic. We're in the fourth. Sean Estes over. And there's McGwire. He is the brawny paper towel guy. 26th of the year, number 548, ties him with Mike Schmidt for 7th on the all-time list. Not really fair, though, because Schmidt doesn't even play anymore. Now we're in the 5th, 2 on. Jeff Kent. As they quit applauding for him against Pat Henkin. And Kent, 19 this year, 69 RBI, 5-1 Giants, part of an 8-run 5th inning. 8th inning, Sean Dunston against Felix Rodriguez, and Barry Bonds after it, and can't quite get it. Off his mid and over. He obviously has not been running the Tom Amansky defensive drills video. Watch again, though, as Bonds goes after this. The plague of locusts may have had some effect on his attempt to catch it. Conked off his mid. It's a home run. Dunston 2 dongs on the night. 9th inning, runners at first and third. 1 away. 1 away. Jeff Kent.
fastball blooped into right field.
Blooped it into right field. Off of Dave Veers. Martin Bernard scores, and Kent has 4 RBI in this game. 10-10 tie. Bottom of 9. First and third, 1 out. Craig Paquette up the middle. Gardner couldn't handle it. Eli Marrero comes to score. It's a winning run. The Cardinals 11-4. 2 on, 2 out. Tied at 2. Chano to right. J.D. Drew coming up throwing. Looking for Adrian Beltre at home. And he's meets. Drew later homer to put the Cardinals up. Top 8. 4-2 St. Louis. 2 on for Sean Green. And that is a home run off Matt Morris. His 12th. Green's 53rd straight game reaching base. That's consistency. Bottom 8. Big Mac. Off Matt Hergis, deep to center is 27th, number 549. That moves him into 7th all-time. He's now ahead of Mike Schmidt, moving in on Reggie, tied at 5. Top 11, still even at 5. Drive to left field and Paul LaDuca off. Dave Veers and gone is second at 6-5 Dodgers. Had a brief rain delay. In the bottom of the 11th, there's a runner on second, 6-5 Dodgers. J.D. Drew off Jeff Shaw down the right field line. Placido Polanco comes in. Sean Green gunning Drew down at second, but the damage is done. We're tied at 6. Top 12, Sean Gilbert. This is a line drive through the bugs. J.D. Drew sticks the landing. Still tied at 6. Robin Gilbert of extra bases. Bottom 12. 2 on, 1 out, and everybody leaves. Actually, it's just raining. They come back after a 19-minute delay. Jeff Shaw goes out there, throws 1 pitch, and Craig Paquette hammers it, his 7th, and that's the game. Cardinals win 9-6. Paquette doing it for the 2nd straight night. He had the game-winning single in the 9th on Thursday. Gary Sheffield is 4th straight.
We all receive fan mail occasionally, but there are some Sports Center anchors who average a bag or 2 a week.
Thanks for the letter. Hugs and kisses, Melissa Stark.
The rest of us just try to help out when we can. You know, lighten the load.
Dear Fred, thanks for the letter. Hugs and kisses, Melissa Stark.
Number 7 on the all-time home run list, Mark McGwire. He had been tied with Mike Schmidt going into last night's game. He homered late, his 27th of the season, to tie Barry Bonds for the league lead. And Drew gets a check from Paul LaDuca, the Dodger catcher. McGwire hitting .312 with the 27 home runs, 59 RBIs, good for 8th in the league. 549 in his Hall of Fame career.
got a huge shift on. Gruzelanek, you see in your picture there, was playing up the middle and on the shortstop side of second base. There's the vacancy over here on the right side, but if Mark hits a single over there, the Dodgers will certainly take that. And Mark's not going to be looking to shoot one over there.
1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls and a strike with Eric Davis on deck.
They figure with Oral sinker, if he pulls it, it's going to be on the ground. One of those 3 guys on the left side. Unless Oral gets it up, then we know where that's going.
Up and out. 2 balls, 1 strike, and there it goes. Way out of here, number 28. Up and out.
I don't care how many guys you put on the left side of the infield, it doesn't matter with Mark McGwire, because half of his base hits go for home runs. And take a look, Hershiser again, the 2-seam fastball, right down the middle, out over the heart of the plate, and gone. Deep.
Clanked up the Bud Light billboard out on the scoreboard in left center field.
Day and finished to a handful. How weird was this one? The Cubs didn't even get to Milwaukee from Pittsburgh till 6 a.m. Then they played for 5.5 hours in a game that started in June and ended in July. At least they won. Jeremy Burnett's lost and went 0 for 7. Life isn't fair. They're losing to Randy Johnson. The Astros get off their plane at sunrise to face the first-place Cardinals, and Fernando Tatis, who gets a standing ovation and goes 1 for 3. And then Big Mac, down 4-2, cranks his 29th of the season off Chris Holt. It breaks Ray Lankford's Busch Stadium career home run record of 103. Still 4-3 Astros. Then Edgar Renteria against Chris Holt in the bottom of the 6th. The line drive, Mike Matheny scores 4-4. Cardinals would take the lead on a sac fly. Top of the 7th, 5-4 Redbirds. Tying run at second. Matt Morris gets Lance Berkman to end the inning. Cardinals hold on 5-4. The Astros 3 for 17, or 3 and
12 more homers for Big Mac. He passes former teammate Reggie Jackson. How about this? Bottom 1 and Mark batting 300. Will that glutamine be for here or to go? 30th of the year. Cardinals take a 3-2 lead. Top of 2, 2-on-1 out leadoff hitter Craig Biggio to right. 285 at-bats this year now, just 18 extra base hits. He had 72 extra base hits last year. Triple, Astros lead 4-3. Bottom 4, 1 out, watch this, Edgar. Get in my belly. Chris Truby, the ball's in his shirt. Remove that ball. Bottom 6, 2-on-2 out, Doug Henry pitching, Sugar Mr. Look at that, get over. Tatis. Cards are 16 games over 500. The last time they were 16 games over 500 was the end of the 87 season. Cards
taking versus the franchise. Brad Radke here, though. Mark McGwire, a little light BP, coming back from an injury. Eric Davis, that's a good point. All right, McGwire's at the plate. No ballpark can hold him, even with a bum leg.
It's great to see him. I mean, hey, this is something. Earl Weaver used to do this. He used to start a guy named Will Stillman on the road as a DH, bring in Mark Belanger. So Tony La Russa does the same thing. First home run since July 1st, and that's a great shot. 31st homer of the year.
But hurting as he crosses third and comes home.
Here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Marrero, then maybe Mark McGwire. And then J.D. Drew. And here he comes.
Situation late in the game, and as the September wanes, you get into playoff territory. This is the situation you might see Mark McGwire pitch hitting.
Well, the Cardinals, with Tony La Russa, they had the unconventional style of giving McGwire a start at second base or shortstop, and then pulling him out of the game right after the top of the first inning. He got 5 at-bats and got 2 hits, including a home run. Ground ball hit towards short. Ricky handles. He has to unload quickly. And there's out number 1. And listen to the roar.
Your attention, please. Batting for the pitcher, Mike James. Number 25, Mark McGwire.
of a hit, but the Cardinals lead by a run. And Bobby, for those of us who come from Chicago, exchange of 62 all over again. Can you believe what we just saw?
Well, if I wasn't sitting here, I wouldn't believe it, but it was just so typical of Mark McGwire and this whole history here and what's happened here before, like you said. It's like it was written down long ago.
3 solo home runs by the Cardinals tonight. And Placido Polanco is the hitter. You can't help but be amazed. You just can't help but be amazed.
You know, and I watched him run around the bases, Chip, and it was obvious that he's in pain. You watched him go around and just kind of plodding along, trying to get around the bases, and kind of Kirk Gibson-like.
McGwire with 554 lifetime home runs. He's chasing down Reggie Jackson. And when healthy, McGwire is going to be chasing Willie Mays next. Unbelievable. What a weapon that guy could be in a long playoff run for St. Louis.
You know,
when they go to the AL ballparks, he can DH.
Yeah, you got it. And, you know, when he's in the dugout, he's always talking about hitting. He aspires to be a hitting coach someday. You know, just a wonderful player.
Just look at it. We're spoiled seeing Sammy Sosa and all the wonderful things he does. Well, here's Mark McGwire, who gives the Cardinals the lead with one swing of the bat. And remember, he's been the guy that spoiled a lot of great games by John Lieber. Last year, Lieber had a perfect game at Wrigley Field. And I mean, the Cardinals weren't within a foot of that slide. John hung one, and McGwire hit a ball into the teeth of the wind, into the bushes in center field, and then St. Louis won the game. Now they've got a lead. Amazing. Mark McGwire, a pinch hit home run, gives St. Louis a 3-2 lead, and it's final chance time for the Cubs. That's how big the baseball looked to Mark McGwire a moment ago, and if you missed it, watch Magic in St. Louis. Amazing things happen when the moon is full or nearly so. Mark McGwire makes it a 3-2 Cardinal game.
Batting for the pitcher, Mike James. Number 25, Mark McGwire.
47,186 in attendance here at Busch Stadium. McGwire will step in. It's a 2-2 game. First pitch to Big Mac. Fly ball into left. Look at this one go. Home run McGwire. 3-2 St. Louis. Seen anything like it, Al? I mean, this guy just rises to every occasion. Mark McGwire, home run number 32.
This is what you envision. It's kind of like when he signed his contract here. First at bat, he hits one of the monster home runs. These Cubs, I don't think they can believe it. All 3 runs the Cardinals have scored tonight have been solo home runs. Paquette, Edmonds, and now McGwire for a 3-2 lead.
Here's J.D. Drew. What a play at first. 2 outs. These fans want a curtain call.
Here's the pitch. fastball. He tries to run it in a little bit, and he opens up a high, towering, majestic home run, a McGwire-esque shot. I mean, the most dangerous pitch hitter in the history of the game.
Absolutely.
You gave it. Cards manager Tony La Russa checking this one out. Jim Edmonds, 40th home run of the year, the 4th Cardinal in history to have 40 home runs and 100 RBIs in the same season. Mark McGwire pinch hitting in the 8th. His first pitch that he sees at Busch Stadium in over 2 months. Look at that! A bomb! His 32nd of the year. Cards up 3-2. Top 9. Gary Matthews Jr. is up with 2 on and 2 out.
Tolerance for 4 in the night. Bottom of 4, Jim Edmonds against John Lieber and Jim Class, alive and well. 40th big fly, 100th ribby of the year. Multiples of 10 tonight. That's tidy. Game tied at 2. Stayed that way until the 8th. Pinch hitter Mark McGwire. First pitch he's seen at Busch Stadium in more than 2 months. Come on! Guy's nuts. His 7th career pinch hit homer gives the Cards the win. Drops their magic number to 4. You stood him in. 3-2.
Amazing.
Well, college pigskin.
They'd all been named Nomar. The Stockings might not be 2 games out in the wild card. In St. Louis, Mark McGwire has now had 6 at-bats since early July. 2 of them have resulted in homers. This one last night beat the Cubs in the pinch. At that pace, never mind. The visitors in St. Louis continue to be the Chicago Cubs. Maybe today Mac pinch hits again. Maybe today Sammy hits his 50th. From Fox Park, for in honor of the Olympic TV coverage, Steve Lyons is live, but I'm on a 16-hour tape delay. It's the Fox Saturday Baseball pregame show. That
The Leadoff Man is brought to you by ChicagoSports.com. Try to keep up.
Well, it's a cool and cloudy day for baseball here at Chicago's Wrigley Field, and it's the finale of the season against the Central Division champions, the St. Louis Cardinals, and we'd be remiss if we didn't have a chat with the biggest Cardinal of them all. He's the super slugger, the best pinch hitter in the game, Mark McGwire.
I like that. It's another thing for my resume.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've adapted to that role very well. But
watching Manny Motor my whole life, so what the heck?
But unfortunately, the health issue has become a problem for you. You aren't able to play in the field, but you've adapted very nicely, and you've got Will Clark at first base.
Yeah, Walt Jog did a great job going out and getting Will, and basically it's a steal. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, but, we got a true professional hitter. We wouldn't have such a big lead or even probably won into this situation if we didn't have Will in the lineup. He's had some great big hits for us when we were playing really bad. So thank God for Walt bringing him over here.
How have you been able to keep yourself from wigging out sitting on that bench when you're used to playing every day?
Well, you know what? I went through this in 93, 94. I basically didn't play the 2 years. And, I grew up a lot. And you can only do what your body allows you to do. There is no Superman out there. There's no super method to heal anybody. And I just sat back and there's nothing I do. I just got to let my body do what it's doing. And unfortunately, I can just hit 1 at bat a game and that's it. So I'm happy with that.
John Lieber's not too happy about that. We'll talk about that with Mark McGwire, the St. Louis Cardinals, as the leadoff man continues from Wrigley right after this. Welcome back to the leadoff man. Chip Carey visiting with Cardinal slugger Mark McGwire. And Mark, of course, everybody remembers that magical night in St. Louis when you hit number 62. You took a lot of heat, I think undeservedly so, in the media because you didn't seem to be enjoying your individual accomplishment as much as, say, Sammy Sosa has been able to enjoy it. You always said it was more important to judge your accomplishment within the framework of the team. Has this year been more satisfying to you because your Cardinals have won the division?
Oh, most definitely. And that's the way I've been brought up playing this baseball. It's a team sport. I prepare myself every day to do the best I can, and whatever my individual numbers are, that's great. But if the team doesn't come out on top, and I know it's very difficult to come out on top every year, but it's not so satisfying. This year, this is a team, and look what happened. All the focus went off of me and went on to the St. Louis Cardinals, which it should be.
You won in Oakland. You're part of winning teams out there. Have you imagined what it would be like to win a World Series if you're fortunate enough to get that far with the St. Louis team?
This would be so sweet because I've been through so much in my career, and when they say you get older, you get wiser, you understand what's happening to you in life and in your job here, and boy, unfortunately with the earthquake in '89, we didn't get to celebrate. All due respect to all the people who lost their lives, but if we get a chance to pop that champagne as world champions, it is going to be so sweet.
There are a lot of people in baseball who are very critical of the game right now, saying the ball is juiced, the ballparks are smaller, you guys are bigger and stronger. Talk to us about the art of hitting the home run, because I believe we're in the middle of a renaissance offensively in the game of baseball.
I truly believe it's God-given. I really do. You're going to have some, being God-given guys that are going to hit 40 to 50 consistently every year. You might have some guys once in a while pop in with 30 or 40 that you might say, wait a minute, what's going on here? But if you look over the course of time, you see the same names year in and year out, and there's only a handful of them. I know the last few years people are saying, well, hitting 50 home runs is like, hitting 20 doubles. No way. It's not that easy. And you just see the names over year and year.
You still, I'm sure, have a few years left in the tank. I know you're hoping that that's the case physically. Have you thought about where your place in the game is now and where it will be when and if you finish playing baseball in the next couple of years?
Well, I'm going to, I'm signed through next year. I picked up the option. I'm going to really wait and see what happens with the labor agreement next year. So I've made the statement, if we get locked out or have to strike, I'm going to walk away from the game. So what we did to the game in '94 was actually a mockery of what we did. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. I think this injury, things happen for a reason. Maybe it tells me to slow down a little bit, add a few more years to my career, and finish up.
If you ever want to be a television announcer, we'd love to have you here on WGN.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd love to work with you. You know what? Every time when I'm home, when the Cardinals were here and you were saying hi to me back home, put a smile on my face. Thanks.
One of the best people in the game. Mark McGwire, good luck. Good luck in the playoffs and the rest of the way, and get healthy soon, and maybe we'll see you in the 8th inning today.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right, Big Mac, Mark McGwire, the St. Louis Cardinals, a class act, and we'll have more on the leadoff man. First, a look at baseball scores from yesterday.
Mark, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, 92. And it was before they had the wild card and the extra round, and unfortunately we lost to Toronto. But you know what? It's been worth the wait. Definitely worth the wait. I've been through a lot in my career since then. But this is what baseball's all about. It's about a whole team playing and coming together.
Let's talk about this team. It's got a lot of young guys, but a lot of veterans. It seems like a pretty good mix.
It's a great mix, and it started in January. They started making the trades, spring training. They got Jim Edmonds here, and then when I went down, they went and got Will and solid our bullpen up. It's been an unbelievable year, man. We're only a third of the way done, though. Got 2 more rounds.
You got a big fight coming up. Can you do the one at bat each game? Do you feel like that could be a role?
All I can do. I'm just happy that I got back. I've been working my butt off just to get back to where I'm at. I didn't think I was going to be back this far, so I thought my season was over with. But since it doesn't hurt me hitting-wise, I'll be happy to get a pinch hit, So anything I can do.
You came here and said, let's just win. Let's don't talk about home runs. Let's just win. And now you can talk about it.
But that's what the game's all about. In the last few years, everybody wanted to talk about home runs and individual stuff. But you know what? The game's not made on individual stuff. It's made on a bunch of individuals coming together as a team and winning and putting things together.
And champagne tastes a lot better after a Central Division.
I don't like champagne. It does. It tastes a lot better right now.
The home at 8B, though, so you can drink.
I'll take Belvedere or Grey Goose any day.
Thank you, Mark McGwire.
.5 ERA. Kyle, meanwhile, after a rugged start, 7 innings, only 2 runs allowed. Edmonds 3 doubles in the game. Here's Mark McGwire, hence the ovation for the crowd as Big Mac comes up against a new Atlanta pitcher, Mike Remlinger, a left-hander, on the pitch. And a standing ovation for Big Mac. In that 1998 season, and ever since, when McGwire comes to the plate, every time there's a pitch, flash bulbs go off all around the ballpark.
Well, he was having another great year when he went down with the knee injury. 32 home runs, still hitting .305. He was having a fine season.
If it was nowhere near McGwire, it was nowhere near anybody. Analyze this for us, Joe.
I can't.
I mean, is he trying to rub it into the kid or what?
And Gilchrist, I know how to do that.
It can happen. He changed up on him there.
1-2. Well, he just showed him the fastball to pitch before.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's see. Hit this one, big guy.
Yeah, he's way out in front.
He came back with a changeup. Center field. Andrew Jones. It is gone. McGwire with the pinch hit homer. He comes out.
Well, that makes it a perfect day for the Cardinal fans. A victory and a home run by Big Mac.
Well, that's what Mark McGwire has meant to the game these last 3 years. I mean, there's been a lot of heroics here today, but the biggest ovation of the day for the McGwire home run. For Carl, with that great arm, throwing out Fernando Vina.
Well, he threw him a changeup, and then he tried to sneak a fastball by him, and there was nothing that he could do. Fastball away. And you could see him kind of twist on his knee there after he hit the ball. Watch him twist there to get pressure off his knee. And the kids get a diving. Well, one kid comes up with it anyway.
For Mark McGwire, that was his first playoff home run since 1992, when he got one against the Toronto Blue Jays.
To show they belong against the vaunted Braves. Jim Edmonds says everybody was writing the Cards off as just a bump in the road. Well, in Game 1, Atlanta got a flat tire going over that bump, and that made Game 2 a critical situation. 20-game winner Darryl Kyle against 21-game winner Tom Glavine. The first time since 1969 that 20-game winners have started against one another in a National League playoff game. Glavine 10-11 in his postseason career. Bottom one, Fernando Vina. Base hit up the middle. Two batters after that is Jim Edmonds. And Glavine walks him on 4 pitches. That brings up Will Clark, rejuvenated as a Cardinal. A swing and a drive for Clark. His 6th home run as a Cardinal in 8 games this year against the Braves. 3-run bomb, and the Cards up 2-zip. Mark McGwire says, that's my replacement. Clark comes out for the curtain call. Tony La Russa focused, hoping for good things from Darryl Kyle. He struggled early, but settling down in the second, strikes out Reggie Sanders and then Keith Lockhart, and then down goes Glavine as Kyle strikes out the side in the second. Bottom 2 is 3-2 Cards. Carlos Hernandez in there for the injured Mike Matheny, and looky here, there that one goes. Hernandez hitting .385 in his career against Glavine, and the Cards are up by the score of 4-2. Bottom 3, Edgar Renteria. Base hit to left as Glavine allowed the leadoff runners on base in each of the first 3 innings. Next man up is Edmonds again. Down the right field line, Renteria goes to third. Edmonds 3 doubles, ties a single game and National League postseason record. Next man up is Clark. Glavin says, you got me last time. Hits him this time. Bases loaded. What's going on, says Bobby Cox. Ray Lankford now after an Eric Davis sac fly. That's off the right center field wall. Edmonds scores. Clark scores. And the Cards are now up by the score of 7-2. Glavin, 2 1/3, gives up 7 runs. The third time he's given up 7 or more runs in a postseason game. That's the most ever. Top 8. Rafael Furcal, the center. Jim Edmonds. Oh, boy. We're not worthy. Watch it again. Edmonds with a spectacular catch. Bottom of the 8th, Cards up 9-4. Mark McGwire coming in a pinch hit. Mike Remlinger scared. Look out in the front row. 2 pitches later, it's McGwire again. Not a bad weapon to bring in off the bench. Deepest part of the ballpark and gone. Pinch hit home run. It was the Cardinals' day in St. Louis as they clobber the Braves by the final score of 10-4. They now lead the series 2-0. Glavin gave up 7 runs in 2 1/3, his shortest outing in 7 years. Kyle the Wind giving up just 2 runs and 4 hits in 7 innings. Just about perfect after the first inning. Back in the 1996 NLCS, Atlanta came back from 3-1 down to beat the Cards. They will need a similar miracle this year.
With one swing of the bat, you know, not only do we have the lead, but then the fans are back into the game. We got that momentum again. And that's the one thing everybody in the dugout kept saying each and every time that we came in there is, let's keep the pressure on. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Just wasn't very good. But that's about it, really. Just, you know, things didn't go well. It wasn't a good day.
Well, we got to keep playing the way we're playing right now. We're playing really good baseball. We're doing the little things. We're capitalizing on mistakes. And we're waiting for pitches to hit. You know, the guys, I mean, I'm having a great time watching this team play. This is a good team. So I'm just happy I'm a part of it as a pinch hitter.